Hi Bestie Jones, my dear besties, it's Malika, your fave Central Asian on YouTube. Finally, I know. I've been wanting to get on YouTube for a while, but I've been procrastinating. If you don't know who I am, I'm a Central Asian digital creator on TikTok. Go follow my TikTok account if you haven't already, or if you're just interested in Central Asian content. Subscribe to this channel as well while you're at it. So I made a TikTok a while ago on the topic of today's video. You can check it out right here. I'm gonna be rating, more like judging, Uzbek representation in the media based on accuracy. I'm Uzbek myself, specifically Uzbek Turkmen. My family comes from Uzbekistan, and the other half of my family also comes from Turkmenistan. But I was the first person in my family to be born outside of Uzbekistan in the US, in Miami, Florida. I currently live in New York though. As a child of Central Asian descent growing up in the US in the early 2000s, I had a hard time with representation. I had little to none. I started to finally recognize my culture when my family and I moved to New York. I learned the Uzbek language, I understood the geography of Central Asia, etc., etc. Due to the lack of representation, I struggled with my identity for a really long time, and I still do. But as I got older, I did see bits and pieces of Uzbekistan being mentioned in popular media, such as TV shows, movies, and music videos. In today's video, I'm essentially going to show you a couple of them and laugh at them. I'm kidding, I'm gonna rate them on how accurate this piece of representation is. If you want me to do this video but rating representation throughout the entire region of Central Asia in the media based on accuracy, give this video a thumbs up and comment that idea down below. Alright, let's get this show on the road.
So I grabbed the bear by the throat, looked him right in the eyes, and I said, "Bear, you have till the count of 0 to put some pants on and apologize to the president." That's the story of how I was elected to the parliament of Uzbekistan.
Oh my god. This is so random. Like I see this all the time. Like I see random like American TV shows. They just add like a foreign country to spice up like that episode or a music video. And for that random foreign country, it's always Uzbekistan. And Uzbekistan isn't even that foreign, to be honest. Like we're practically white. I'm kidding, we're not. Also, do we even have a parliament in Uzbekistan? Like let me look this up. Okay, it's called Oli Majlis. Majlis means meeting, I believe, in Uzbek, and Oli means like the really smart people. Oli means like intelligent. But we also say parlament, which is in Russian. Kesha's really educating me here. Okay, but this is great. Like this is so random. I honestly want to give this like a 10 out of 10. Also be aware of this. I already rated these bits and pieces of representation on my TikTok video, but I just want to rate it again. But this is a longer form of video, so it's different. Okay, I grew up with iCarly, so I saw this episode. How long ago did I see this episode? I was probably still in Florida. I don't remember. And I think when I heard it, I was immediately like, oh my god, wait, did they just say Uzbekistan? That's where my parents are from. They just brushed it off as if it's like a foreign country, which it is, you know, it's a foreign country. No one's really heard of it. I respect that.
What'd you get?
A crazy foreign movie for a crazy hot foreign girl.
That's why you gave me a crazy hot concussion.
She's from Uzbekistan, and she's blonde and tall and pretty and fun and smells like a fancy hotel bathroom.
Uzbeks are not blonde, like at all. Do you see this? Do you see this? Brown hair. We usually vary in very dark hair, and occasionally gingers, but that's very rare, unless they're like mixed or something.
Her name is Crustacia, and she doesn't speak any English.
So how do you talk to her?
Oh, by doing stuff like this. Eating, walking.
Crustacia is not a traditional Uzbek name. Crustacia is a very Russian name. Let's continue.
Your soda?
Спасибо, я больше не хочу. А как тебе кино нравится? Мне вроде нравится, но какой-то сюжет запутанный, да?
Well, sure you can.
That's clearly Russian. Oh my god, that's literally not Uzbek. I know a little bit of Russian. I can't really speak it, but I can understand a good amount. She literally said that she didn't want any soda. Oh.
А тебе это кино нравится?
Are you enjoying the movie?
I don't understand anything you're
Are
saying.
you enjoying the movie is what you're saying?
Yes, the movie is terrific, even though I understand none of it. I mean, what's with the goat and the balloon?
Okay, if it involves a goat and a balloon, that is not an Uzbek movie at all. And plus, you can't easily like rent or buy Uzbek movies online. They're usually always on YouTube. And at the time this was filmed, this was probably like 2008, 2009. YouTube existed at the time. I know that like you couldn't really do that with iCarly, but like they did have the internet in the iCarly world. So they could have just looked up an Uzbek movie. At the time, like a lot of Uzbek movies were coming out on YouTube. Like you can look up any Uzbek movie online right now on YouTube. They're always available on YouTube. Oh, look. Smatri means look. Yeah, the movie's in Russian, okay? That's not in Uzbek. Uzbek is very different. Like, for example, what she was saying before, she was like, Smatri. In Uzbek, it's khara. Khara. Kharing. Kharing. If this was an actual Uzbek speaker, that's what they would have said. But she's clearly not Uzbek. She's Russian. Oh, that's why they didn't cast in Uzbek. Okay, see, we're Muslim. Although we're very Europeanized due to the Soviet Union, we're still Muslim. So we wouldn't be kissing dudes and whatnot.
Такой хороший. И у тебя такие мягкие губы.
That was good. You have such soft lips.
Интересный напиток. моем городе таких нет.
My bus driver's from Uzbekistan. Well, Fugtor speaks perfect Uzbek.
Fugtor is not a traditional Uzbek name. Fugtor. Fugtor.
Great to meet ya, Fugtor!
He looks Uzbek.
My lady friend, Crustacia.
Крустасия? Ты должна быть из Узбекистана.
Да, очень приятно познакомиться. Слушай, моего папу тоже зовут Фуктор.
Да что ты говоришь? Где ты родилась?
Fugtor doesn't speak English.
You said he could translate for me!
No, I said he speaks Uzbek, which he does. So cool the attitude, all right?
That's messed up.
Ты любишь кушать суши?
Кто же не любит холодную мороженую рыбу на рисе?
Идиоты, кретины. Пока мы говорим про идиотов и кретинов, давай мы их оставим здесь, а?
Ты меня приглашаешь? Слушай, мне нужно остановиться в магазине, где продают одеяло, банки и кастрюли. Пойдем?
Я хотел тебя это спросить.
I'm assuming that they couldn't get like an actual Uzbek for the role because us Uzbeks are pretty conservative. Uzbekistan literally just came out of the Soviet Union 30 years ago. That's practically yesterday. And it's not really them erasing Uzbek history or Uzbek culture. They just couldn't find an actual Uzbek for the role. The guy kind of looked Uzbek. He would probably be from like Bukhara or Samarkand. I wish she continued what she was saying when Fugtor asked her where she was from in Uzbekistan, where she was born. So most likely, very likely, she is Russian Christian, born in Tashkent, but she considers her nationality to be Uzbek. So technically she is Uzbek, nationality-wise. Ethnicity-wise, however, she is Russian. Most likely she was born in Tashkent. A lot of Russians came to Tashkent during the Soviet Union. Some of them stayed while most of them left, but they could have at least said in this episode that she's from Uzbekistan, yes, but the language is Russian. I guess they just didn't want the audience to get confused. Uzbek girls don't look like this. Uzbek girls look like this. I give that like a 5 out of 10.
I ask you, what the hell? That was a red light you ran. Can't you tell red
He
from
barely looks
green?
Uzbek.
You took the test, right? When you got your driver's license, remember that? Multiple choice, number 2 pencil, dirty walls. And what does red mean? Does it mean go? Does it mean slam into my car? Is that what it means?
It was yellow.
Oh, yellow! I am gonna get your license revoked and have you sent back to wherever the fuck you're from.
Racist.
Racist? How can I be a racist? I don't know what race you are.
Uzbek.
Uzbek, you're right. I hate Uzbeks. I hate them all. But particularly you.
You dead.
What? What'd you say?
Good thing na yerda man.
Instead of saying kick your ass, it basically means I'll rip your ass. So that was Grand Army Plaza. The Brooklyn Public Library is across from it, and if you keep walking, there is the Brooklyn Museum. I've been there like a million times. And if you keep walking the opposite direction, you would most likely end up in Prospect Park. So my point is, they were in Brooklyn, but they couldn't find an Uzbek to play as an extra for this movie. Like, I understand most Uzbeks, they can't really like speak English very well. I guess they wanted to find like a notable actor to play an Uzbek, and I see the stereotype that they were playing here. If you guys don't know the stereotype, a lot of Uzbek males are Uber drivers here in Brooklyn because they got a green card recently. The only thing that they could do once they immigrated to the US is to be an Uber driver. They don't really speak the language that much, and they just keep working from then on. It's really upsetting sometimes because I wish that there was a different stereotype for us, but that'll do. That'll do. I'm glad that there's not a lot of stereotypes. Just for the Kuting Taman part, I'll give this a 7 out of 10.
Washington, D.C.'s home of mighty U.S. warlord, Premier Bush. Uzbekistan! Fuck you, motherfuckers!
So that's like a tiny clip. It's very inaccurate because I don't think that Uzbeks and Kazakhs have any beef. I'm really sure that we don't, because I remember I saw this movie with my mom. Don't ever watch Borat with your mom. But I remember my mom saying that Kazakhs and Uzbeks don't have beef at all. And also Borat doesn't look anything like a Kazakh. Kazakhs look very Asian. Unless Borat is a Russian that was born in Kazakhstan, like Crustacia. Ever since I started posting on TikTok more, people were like, oh, isn't that where Borat's from when I talk about Uzbekistan? Or Borat wouldn't approve. Approve of what? Leave me alone. This scene is classic, okay? The misrepresentation sucks, but it's supposed to be very lighthearted. Not a lot of people are supposed to take this as serious because that's not the point of it. This is all satire. So I would give this an 8 out of 10. Before I gave it a really low rating, like a 5 out of 10, because I was genuinely annoyed at the time that I kept getting called Borat or whatever. My headphones are being annoying with me. I'm singing in the rain, singing in the rain. As though I stood tall, I seek for you double. Olam sana por the double.
We got new requests this morning from the DEA and Homeland Security. Someone from the Prime Minister's office in Uzbekistan called. They want us to give a talk to their senior police.
This was aired in 2009. The Prime Minister at the time was Shavkat Mirziyoyev, and guess what? He's the current president of Uzbekistan today. So my first semester of college, I had to take a communication theory class. I took it as an elective, but I also wanted to kill two birds with one stone, so it also went towards my major, which is communications. Communications with a concentration on journalism. I had to watch this episode. I had to watch the first 3 episodes of the show called Lie to Me. And the show is about the main character, the dude that you just saw. He has to like look into people and sense their expression to tell if they're lying or not, hence the title Lie to Me. So I had to watch the first 3 episodes of the show, and when I came to the first 5 minutes of this first episode, they said the Prime Minister's office of Uzbekistan. I literally took a double take there. And it's bits and pieces like this where I get excited about where my family's from because I see a little bit of representation. And it's cool. It's cool seeing that.
Most correct answers wins. You've got 10 seconds after you ring the bell. I read the questions. Sam and Conrad will keep time and score.
Bioluminescence.
Purr.
Why don't we break?
I'm good to keep going.
Mona?
Yeah, I guess so.
Spencer was getting cocky here. That's why Mona ends up with the Soviet Union countries later on and she gets it correct.
Spencer, you have 10 seconds to begin your answer. Get it right and you win.
Easy. 15 countries that became independent with the dissolution of the Soviet Union in alphabetical order. Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Estonia.
Bestie. Spencer should have taken a break.
Georgia, Kazakhstan, then Kyrgyzstan, Lithuania.
You forgot Latvia.
Russia.
You forgot Moldova. Let's see, what's left? Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Ukraine, and Uzbekistan.
Mona, if you want the win, I need to hear the entire correct answer from you.
By population or gross domestic product.
I remember when this episode first aired, and I remember being a huge Pretty Little Liars fan at the time. This probably aired in 2012, 2013. I remember I was like in awe. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. What the heck? Because I finally saw some representation, even though it was like about the Soviet Union, yeah. Pretty Little Liars, I'll also give a 10 out of 10 because Uzbekistan was brought up in a very respectful manner. It kind of has to be respectful since they're talking about politics.
Somebody's trying to kill me and I need protection, so I sent for my best friend.
I've never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've seen Parks and Rec, I've seen The Office, but I've never seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Should I watch it?
Whatever, Judy. You're under arrest.
You can't arrest me, boo. We're in international water, which is also why I can smoke as much weed as I want.
Is that Daryl from The Office?
No way that's true. Amy, tell me I can arrest him right now.
Judy's right. We have no jurisdiction. Technically, this boat flies under the flag of Uzbekistan.
Uh-oh. Your girl knows about the Uzbeks.
Your girl knows about the Uzbeks. This is very random, by the way. I like the way that she pronounced Uzbekistan. I know a lot of Americans say Uzbekistan, which makes me visibly cringe. It's supposed to be pronounced Uzbekistan, but I know that a lot of people aren't capable of pronouncing it that way, so Uzbekistan is just fine. But under the flag of Uzbekistan, I feel like that's kind of impossible because Uzbekistan is a double landlocked country. There are only 2 double landlocked countries, by the way, which is Uzbekistan and Liechtenstein.
Where have you been all this time? Vegas has been locked up for a month.
I was in prison in Uzbekistan. It's actually not as bad as it sounds.
I deserve this!
Why were you in jail?
I got shot down smuggling ammo to a rebel group, flying an old Soviet prop plane. They tortured us, made me eat my co-pilot's tongue.
They don't let you do that in Uzbekistan.
When I was in that Uzbek prison, choking on my own blood because my face was being beaten in.
They don't do that.
Life is funny. That's what you realized?
I rate those 2 Brooklyn Nine-Nine episodes 10 out of 10. This was a ride, okay? This was a total ride. I hope you guys liked this video. Be sure to subscribe. I hope I get to make more Central Asian content for you guys. Most of these were really respectful. They were talking about politics. Some of this is random though. Like they just need a random foreign country, so they just thought, hey, let me just use Uzbekistan. Yeah, give this video a thumbs up, you guys. If you want me to do more videos like this, please comment down below. If you have any more of them that you want me to react to, please let me know. I'd love to do more of this. This was a really fun video to do. Go follow me on TikTok if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram as well. I'll see you next time, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye, Bestie Jones.